So you might have heard about this, but a bridge collapsed. Ship crashed into the Key Bridge, Baltimore, big tragedy. So mayor, of course, responded right after the bridge collapsed. This was around like what, 1 a.m., 1:30, I think, in Baltimore time. So where was the mayor when this happened? Well, he was in bed. He was sleeping, obviously. So he rolls out of bed and he gives a statement to the press. The frequently engaged with by Elon Musk Nazi account. I am yes, you are no.
Everyone, this is a unthinkable tragedy. We have to, first and foremost, pray for all of those who are impacted, those families. Pray for our first responders and thank them, all of them working together, city, state, local, to make sure that...
There, that's the only clip provided. And for this, we get, this is Baltimore's DEI mayor commenting on the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge. It's going to get so much worse. Prepare accordingly. Now, what in the ever-loving does this mean? I like tweets like this for the same reason I said I like some other mask-off stuff, like with the Babylon Bee earlier in the stream, because it makes it very obvious that by DEI, he just means the N-word. Like, that's the only thing it means. Same way they've used woke in the past, same way they've used CRT. They just mean the N-word. Like, that's it. In their minds, they're saying it hard R. Like, that's it. He's a young guy, right? I mean, though, you know, he's black. He could be like 30, be 50. You know how it is. I'm seething and coping as a white guy. You know how it is. 39? Yeah, you could have told me 30. You could have told me 27. Whatever. He looks great. Nice bomber jacket, you know. Vosh wants to do Get Out. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. So anyway, 23 million views, 13K likes, 9.2K comments. There was actually a trend started after that. I saw a bunch of black people on Twitter using DEI in place of where they would otherwise use N-words, like DEIs in Paris or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. These DEIs be wildin', whatever, like, that was the bit. It's a funny bit, you know, drawing attention to the fact that DEI is just being used as a euphemism for the N-word, you know? So Ray says, no, we're making jokes about it, but that's what I want. See, because we were slow on the uptake in the past, right? The problem with the word woke being euphemized is that woke is like really ambiguous. It refers to a lot of progressive stuff, and it was originally taken from AAVE, right? So in order to like reappropriate it as an acknowledgement of what woke means in the eyes of a lot of conservatives, which is just black people, you would have to like shave off a lot of side meaning and kind of ignore the original meaning of the word in AAVE, which means it's kind of hard to do. But with DEI, that's not the case, right? DEI is literally just, oh, they mean the N-word. Oh, they mean the N-word. So it's only been a euphemism for a couple months, but the idea that knowledge of what it actually means has been like, it's widespread enough that people are making jokes about it. That's it.
There are 19 ayes and 12 nays. The bill is finally passed.
Senate Bill 17, which took effect in January of this year, bans diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives at public Texas colleges and universities. As a result, DEI organizations and clubs are being shut down.
We have so many people of color and we have so many first-generation students, and to just kind of cancel all the safe spaces, and that's really not okay.
In an email sent Tuesday from University of Texas at Austin President Jay Hartzell, he says the university has laid off employees who used to work in DEI programs. The American Association of University Professors say about 60 people were affected by these layoffs and were ordered to shut down all DEI programs by the end of May.
It's not just something that impacts current students, it's going to impact a lot of people in the future, and they're like firing people, and like people are losing their jobs.
State Senator Brandon Creighton co-authored Senate Bill 17, which passed last year. He sent a letter to Texas University leaders last week warning they could lose millions of dollars in state funding if they didn't comply with the law. After SB 17 passed, we spoke with DEI critic Sherry Sylvester with the Texas Public Policy Foundation. She says these initiatives are discriminatory to non-minority groups and promote critical race theory.
People think that this is a minority recruitment program. It's not. Our universities and our state agencies should look like Texas.
Some UT students like Riva Projudi says it's a step in the wrong direction.
Like, it feels like we're living back in like 1950s Texas. Like, that's not where we want to be.
The University of Florida becoming the latest school to eliminate all diversity, equity, and inclusion program positions due to new state rules. ABC's Jay O'Brien joins us with the details on that. Good morning, Jay.
Janae, good morning. Florida now at the center of the latest firestorm over diversity policies in schools, this time at the state's flagship university. This morning, the fallout after the University of Florida eliminated all diversity, equity, and inclusion positions, getting rid of more than a dozen full-time jobs, including the campus's chief diversity officer, ending 15 administrative roles, and canceling all DEI-focused contracts with vendors. The university, now led by former Republican Senator Ben Sasse, saying it's complying with new Florida education restrictions after the state legislature passed a law last year banning public funding of diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, programs. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis celebrating UF's move, posting, "DEI is toxic and has no place in our public universities." Republican State Representative Bernie Jacques co-sponsored the legislation.
To make sure that we have education in our higher education system here in the state of Florida instead of indoctrination.
Critics, however, warning that eliminating all DEI policies and staff roles at a leading public university will have ripple effects nationwide.
Our young people, our students, our educational institutions are the ones who become the collateral damage of everything that we're seeing right now. This is so far more than just politics. This is what's going to start happening all across this country.
How can you be certain that this doesn't inspire fear in academics and in a way make them fearful of teaching any kind of diversity?
Well, it doesn't do that, right? If there's a student-led group that wants to engage in diversity discussions or gender or what have you, if it's student-led, they can do that. What we don't want it to happen is we don't want it to be institutionally led and taxpayer-funded.
Now, 8 other states, in addition to Florida, have passed legislation aimed at dismantling DEI programs on college campuses, and at least a dozen states are now considering similar legislation.
He's gone, Kaiba.